Improvement Pill here. Today I'm going to show you how to lose weight fast without even trying. Now I'm fortunate enough to be able to travel the world multiple times throughout the year, but every time I go to a new place I end up gaining a lot of weight because I'm obsessed with trying new things out, especially when it comes to food. One of my most recent trips brought me to the island of Taiwan, which is well known for its night market culture. There are streets filled with vendors selling sweets, fried foods, and snacks that are open late into the night, all very delicious, but also very, very fattening. I stayed there for only 2 weeks and I'm proud to say that I was able to put on 10 pounds. But I wasn't worried at all because I knew exactly what I had to do when I got back home to lose all of this weight fast without having to torture myself. In fact, I was able to lose those 10 pounds in under a month by simply doing 2 things. So if you pay close attention and follow what I'm about to teach you, you will be able to get similar results as well. Now, before I tell you what you have to do, I want to teach you about the 3 major hormones that determine weight loss. They are ghrelin, leptin, and insulin. Now, we're not going to dive too much into the science behind these hormones in today's lesson, as they all do a variety of different things, but I'll give you a quick idea of what each of them do when it comes to weight loss. Ghrelin essentially makes you feel hungry. If you can decrease it, you'll feel less hungry throughout the day, which means you'll eat less and also spend less time fighting cravings. Leptin essentially makes you feel full. If you can increase it, you'll get full faster when you eat and stay full longer, which again means you'll end up eating less. And finally, we have insulin. Insulin basically controls how fast you burn fat. The lower your insulin levels, the faster you'll lose weight. So our goal on a very basic level is to lower our ghrelin, increase our leptin, and lower our insulin. If you can do these 3 things, you will be able to lose weight extremely fast without suffering at all. The first thing I do in order to alter these 3 hormones in my favor is to do some form of fasting. There are many varieties of fasting, such as alternate day fasting, the 3-day water fast, the 1 meal a day fast, but the hands down easiest form of fasting to pull off is what's called intermittent fasting, which is when you only eat within an 8-hour window, meaning that you are allowed to eat for 8 hours and then you have to fast for 16 hours. Now, this sounds a bit harder than it actually is, but if you sit down and do the math, you'll realize that you're technically fasting when you're asleep, so that's already 8 hours gone. And the other 8 can be done by simply skipping 1 meal throughout the day, either breakfast or dinner. You can skip breakfast and have your first meal at around 10 or 11 in the morning and still eat dinner at like 6 or 7. Or you can have breakfast when you wake up at like 7 or 8, eat a late lunch at like 3 or 4, and skip dinner. Personally, I find it easier to skip breakfast, but there are some studies out there that suggest it's slightly more effective to skip dinner. But it's really up to you to test and see. It doesn't matter too much because as long as you're doing intermittent fasting, you will be able to alter the 3 weight loss hormones in your favor. If you'd like to speed up the process and see results even faster, you can consider doing the 1 meal a day fast where you just eat 1 gigantic meal every single day, or the alternate day fast where you eat 1 day and fast for the next. Both are good alternatives to intermittent fasting. On top of that, there are also a bunch of other benefits that come with fasting, such as an increase in muscle growth and prevention against disease. If you'd like to find out more about the dozens of other benefits of intermittent fasting, you can check out my video on the subject, which I will link to in the description box below. Now, intermittent fasting is only half of the puzzle. There's something else that I do in order to lose weight extremely fast, which is to eat what I consider to be really, really delicious meals. That's right, you can actually eat delicious meals and lose weight at the same time. Let me explain. See, I have 2 go-to meals that I will eat over and over again just about every single day when I'm trying to lose weight. And these aren't sad weight loss meals like chicken breast and steamed broccoli. These are meals that are extremely satisfying to eat. They're so good that I don't even feel like I'm on a diet. One is a pork belly dish, cooked crispy in its own fat, doused with cayenne pepper and Parmesan cheese with a large side portion of mixed vegetables. And the other is a large steak cooked the traditional way, medium rare with salt, pepper, and butter, again with a large side of mixed vegetables. Both of these dishes are high in fat and high in protein, with a low amount of carbohydrates, that which is found in the vegetables. What I'm doing here is essentially sticking to a low-carb diet. I'm keeping my carbohydrates low by avoiding things like rice, pasta, bread, beans, and grains, and by doing so, I'm able to alter the levels of my weight loss hormones. See, low-carb diets have been shown to drastically reduce the levels of ghrelin and insulin while increasing the levels of leptin, which is, ding ding ding, exactly what you should be looking for when you want to lose body fat. On top of that, meals like the two dishes that I mentioned are high in protein, which literally takes longer for your stomach to digest. This means it will sit in your stomach way longer than foods that are high in carbs will, which means that you will stay feeling full longer as compared to getting hungry again just 2 hours after eating that bowl of rice or pasta. You know what I'm talking about. And what's great about meals like this is that cooking with fat actually makes the food really, really tasty. When the food industry started going on the whole low-fat trend, taking fat out of every product, they immediately realized that this made their food taste pretty darn bad. So they decided to replace the fat with sugar. And it's only recently that we started to realize, hey, sugar is actually worse for you than fat is. See, sugar raises your insulin levels like crazy, which again means that you store more of your calories as fat. Sugar is what makes you fat. By eating high-fat, high-protein meals, you eliminate the need for sugar. You don't have to add any sugar because it tastes great without it. By combining this with a form of fasting, you will lose body fat extremely fast without even trying. That's how I lost 10 pounds in just 1 month. Now, if you have some extra body fat on you right now, you might want to consider working out and building some muscle because you're actually in a pretty good position to do so. But if you want to do this, then you need to make sure that you're getting enough protein, which brings us to the sponsors of today's video, bodybuilding.com and their signature 100% whey protein. The general consensus in the fitness community is that you need to be consuming somewhere between 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight if you're lifting weights and trying to build muscle. Signature 100% whey protein is perfect for helping you hit your protein requirements because each serving has 25 grams of protein. They've actually combined 3 powerful forms of protein into one powerful blend to maximize muscle growth. Not only that, but it's perfect for your low-carb diet, having only 2 grams of digestible carbohydrates per serving. Whey protein is one of the most important tools to have in your muscle-building arsenal as it promotes muscle growth, counteracts muscle breakdown, and supports muscle recovery. My favorite flavor that I've been using for months is their mocha cappuccino flavor, which I highly recommend. Click on the link in the description box below to head over to bodybuilding.com to get your signature whey protein today if you want to start building muscle, losing body fat, and start looking good too. Besides that, guys, stay tuned.